Thanks for flying in to see us.
No, I appreciate the opportunity to meet you in person and doing this together.
Yeah. So tell me what you're working on, because I know you're getting calls from a lot of big banks, asset managers, brokerage community, and investors, sponsors that are looking to increase efficiencies,
Yep.
get the deals faster, all of these things. Tell me what you're working on.
Yeah, so the theme really around the company that we're working on is automating the workflows around due diligence and how to make it faster. Now, there are multiple steps to it, and I faced this problem myself when I was running an underwriting business in the past. So there are a lot of manual repetitive tasks that happens in this space. The first problem that we thought should be solved was around when you receive information from brokers and on a new deal or even on an asset management, how do you run that deal quickly? So the first problem where most of the analysts, underwriters were spending ton of time and effort was manually inputting the data from these documents into Excel models, and from there on do all their financial modeling and underwriting workflows. So that was a big deal for us. So we solved it, and so that's the first piece we solved. We are looking at other use cases to solve and eventually automating the workflows around due diligence.
Yeah, they skip real quickly over the OM and go right to those trailing 12s and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So you guys, so tell me how this works. You just drag it in and
Yeah, today I feel people look at the OM, pass through the deal, whether it's a fit or not for a fit. Obviously, one step to that, and that's why they get lazy and maybe don't have the bandwidth to do it, isn't to understanding how much value this property can create for them in like 5 to 10 years down the road. But because either their sponsors are short-staffed, there are small private equity shops, they don't have the bandwidth to do it. That's where we come in. We built a system where they can spin up and do detailed analysis without spending more than 10 minutes. So pretty much you can do a deep dive into any property as long as you have the information on it. And along with the operating memorandum, it just helps you take a better decision on that particular deal. If bandwidth is an issue, this is definitely a theme you should be, you should be interested.
And so this is, how does that work with the model? Like, do you use a sort of a proven model? Do they use their own model? How does that work if you already have sort of a workflow that you're used to and familiar with in looking at deals?
Yeah, most of the clients are generally familiar with their own investment models.
Right.
Either they have built this over time, they're more familiar with it. So typically, as human beings ourselves, we don't want to change the knowledge we built over time, change the workflows. It becomes very tedious, and you don't have the motivation to it. So what we do is we plug our AI directly into your existing working systems, so that all you do is when you have a new deal, when you have the new document, all you have to do is just upload them. The AI, the machine learning will scan through it, normalize it, clean it, and basically give you the same output which you otherwise will be spending doing in 3 hours or 4 hours. So it's a better productivity, better workflow for your team. Makes you scan deals faster. Hopefully, can help you size more deals and get more deals done too.
Yeah, take me inside these conversations you're having with your customers, right? I mean, they're at some point this is new to them.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're what are they saying? Are they looking at getting to the deal faster? Are they looking at efficiencies? What's when they first see it, do they just go, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing," or what are they saying to you?
Yeah, certainly. So lately, there's been a different experience with the customer because I think the market is almost getting educated about it. There are systems in place. People see all these, different softwares out there in the market. So a lot of customers now are coming to the platform, looking at this at the demo and everything, having a little bit of knowledge already.
Right.
So it makes the job easier for us as well. Now, we've been in this space for about 4 years now. The first couple of years was very challenging in terms of educating the market because it was a new thing in the market. It was a trend which has become a trend just now. So from here on, it's different expectations. Customers come, a lot of private equity shops in our platform are there just to evaluate more deals. Some larger institutions are not only evaluating deals, they also use it to manage their existing, asset management functions, like looking at the property portfolio from financials perspective, aggregating rental data across all their portfolios. So there are different use cases. and functions across different kind of segments: lenders, servicers, multifamily investors, and
Right.
technology companies. Recently, we opened up our API, so everything that powers our platform is available for other customers to integrate, majorly targeted towards technology companies who have the workflows to kind of like build the APIs into their systems.
Wow, that's great. And um, in terms of what inspired you to put this company together, I guess, tell us a little bit more about your background
Yeah.
and how that makes it unique for what you're building here.
Yeah, so I was a software developer for majority part of my life. I worked as a software, happened to be in real estate. I worked in a shop which was doing financial modeling for mortgage-backed securities. So that was my introduction to commercial real estate. Post that, I thought I have a good grasp on the subject technically as well as from a commercial real estate domain perspective. So I started a company which we started underwriting deals for clients. So that was about a 4-year stint that I did that business. So over that period, we grew to about 30, 40 employees, and we were doing this repetitive work. We were paying good salaries to MBAs and CFAs. I just decided there should be a better way. The technology in the market by bigger companies like Google, Amazon were coming up nicely in terms of machine learning. So we plugged them, all the systems together and launched Clik.ai in 2018 and open up the platform. First year, just a handful of customers. Then we started generating revenues in 2019 onwards.
And you're spending time with these customers, the product's evolving,
Yeah.
you're
We
getting that
spend
feedback.
That's correct. We spend quite a bit of time with our customers. Now there are very different unique features that fits to different workflows around individual customers.
Yeah, I know that's important. And um, you mentioned earlier about there's more maturity around leveraging this type of technology to get to deals faster. What separates you from the rest? I guess how would you if we were in a conversation with somebody evaluating Clik.ai, what are you saying to them to make it unique and different from all the rest?
So the biggest pitch that I present to this is more about market is what's happening. So as per our data, there were about 25 to 30,000 deals that were evaluated through automated systems. So clearly, this is not a small sign. This is a strong trend. Of that, close to 11,000 deals went through our platform. So we would be classified as one of those top firms in the market for this kind of solution. But yeah, customers have they hire expensive analysts and MBAs from Columbia, New York University. So they're paying top dollars to their employees. Why not provide a better workflows for them so that they can focus on the more higher qualitative workflows than just number crunching and
Right.
putting data and
Putting
creating
data
investment
in,
models.
importing, exporting, mapping fields, all
Yeah.
that stuff, and
Yeah.
and now they can look more thoughtfully around the actual deal itself
Yeah.
and create better narratives around that. Are you doing anything with narratives, or really just kind of helping with the predictive stuff around what's next?
Yeah, down the road, the first very very big problem that we solved, I think, was the biggest problem was around the tabular data. Now there are two types of I would distinguish between this industry problems in two separate categories. One is tabular data where you do upfront investment analysis, and then moving on to when you sign LOIs, go into the more narrative part of it. So we have the first problem, we have solved it. I think we're going to focus now on the narrative part to create more like a very smart due diligence mechanism around investment due diligence and deal flows.
And that really does help that asset management team. So it's not just part of the getting the deal; it's also taking care of it over time as well. Sounds like you're building a long journey together with your customers. Do you find it's hard to get? So, I guess who would this be for? And I guess the person just getting started, it feels like they're having trouble finding deals, getting the deals and the offers accepted. But at the same time, if they were quicker to them with
Yeah.
the right numbers, they can get the offers right, of course.
Yep.
And then also there's the big groups that multiple analysts, multiple asset managers, brokerage teams, things like that. It makes total sense from a ROI standpoint, just day one
Yeah.
with the subscription. Is there an ideal client that this is used for?
No, it's applicable to big and small. Big in the sense it can save them top dollars, millions of dollars in productivity of what their team is already spending, that they can save and put them to other tasks. Smaller teams, smaller investors for sure, because they generally lack the firepower that a Blackstone has or a big company has. For them, scanning more deals can result into one deal. One deal can result into millions of dollars in returns, in LP and GP returns. So I would say it definitely puts them in a competitive spot, because that's where the market is headed. It's, if not now, 2 years down the road, everybody in a way will be using better systems. A lot of things are changing around the technology space. Just last year itself, there was so many tech startups that came into commercial real estate. This has never happened before, and the testament to that is we signed couple of API contracts, which was pretty much non-existent in commercial real estate. Companies partnering
Right.
up with other companies and doing deals together, be it software company or be it other sort of players.
Yeah. And tell me about the platform. What's it like after I become a customer? Do I need to go through a demo? Can they subscribe online? What does that look like after I commit to this?
Yeah, it's a straightforward process, because it's a financial modeling software. So there is a little bit of demo we have to host, because we need to tell them how the workflow works. Post that, it's a pure subscription, just like any software as a service subscription model. People subscribe to our platform. They get your username and password. We set up their investment models. From that point, they're just fully autonomous on their own.
Yeah, and I know that people that are involved with even feedback or product design, they support the product more because they're also building it with you, as you are with your customers.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the support. Are you differentiating on that? What kind of support do people get?
Yeah, we are a software company first, but our pedigree and background has been underwriting and supporting back offices. So although we try our best to create a platform which is as autonomous as possible, as less human interaction needed. However, it's you do need that support sometimes. So for that, we have we have on-demand support right out directly from the platform. At the same time, we can extend some back office analyst support if the client needs. We are seeing less and less dependencies on our support recently as the technology has evolved over time. But certainly, there's no 100% magic pill that
Right.
happens. So support might be needed. It's available.
Right. And I know when you design an intuitive product, you really don't, you design it so then people know what to do when they experience it. So that's
Exactly, yeah. And the platform itself is a journey. It goes through its own tweaks and user experience and what the customer demands, and over a period of time, it just gets better.
Yeah. Well, what should I be asking you that I'm not asking you? Is there anything that you think the viewers and the listeners should know about?
No, I'm particularly interested in the investment theme in the market, like what's happening in the technology, which is why I'm super interested in the technology investment summit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal was to get the word out and be part of this podcast here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how people can get in touch with you, and maybe even schedule a demo of what you're working on.
Yeah, we have on our website, we have a contact request demo form. Most likely, some of our top partners will get on the call with you to understand your problems and go from there. We are going to open up, self sign up as well in a couple of months. We're working on it. So, but for now, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to jump on a demo call, and we'll help you get set up right away.
Okay, great. We'll put a link in the notes as well, and that's Clik.ai.
Clik.ai.
Clik.ai. And I'd love for you to stick around. Thanks for coming into the studio. And maybe we can do some stuff with the software. And those that are listening, we can find ways to get them, some of those inside looks at what we're creating here.
That would be my pleasure. I would love to do that. Thank you for the opportunity here.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show. Those that are listening, obviously follow us on the channels. And if there's ideas that you have about upcoming episodes, go ahead and reach out. We are going to wrap this one. So appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.